season 12, episode 16, in the name of charity. So let's just get right into it. It starts out with Eva's baby shower. It is a beautiful sunflower themed baby shower. Very zen like, very, just bright and colorful, and it just make you feel in a good type of way. I'm imagining, because just by me watching it, I was like, ooh, I like this. And we all know Eva is about all the sunflowers and things like that. So it was a good thing. It worked out perfectly. Cynthia did an excellent job along with Eva's friend. She allowed her to host the baby shower at her house. I forgot her name, but it had to be some shade thrown there because Nene had said they never get an invite to Eva's house. Is always somewhere else. She was like, she keep moving around. We don't know where she lives. I guess that's because her situation with her her ex. Like she said, she in previous episodes she said that she had to move around a lot because he always would find out where they lived, and it's just for safety reasons. Like, but who knows? I don't know if her living standards aren't up to par to the other girls, and maybe she just don't want to have to read a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody out here ain't faking it until they make it type of situation. So you know how they always try to throw shade on her when it comes to her finances. So that could be another thing. Anyway, so all the girls are there. We have Cynthia, we have Candy, Portia, Nene. All the girls was there. Like I said, it was a beautiful theme, and it was nice. So Kenya comes in, and she said that she doesn't have to deal with certain people's energy, even though she can't control the guest list. So they were talking, little shade, little things like that. So they had like a Caribbean food, there at the baby shower. So Kenya made reference to, that's a nice. She said something to the fact that it was a nice, touch. They had a Caribbean food, and someone said something about Mark, because I guess it's Mark from the islands, because I'm not exactly sure. I don't know. So anyway, she was like, yeah, he was already complaining that I ain't had my food. So Tanya made a little comment about having a plate full. A man's, you got to have his plate full or something like that. So and Kenya confessional, she was like, I know Tanya don't think she have her hands full because I have a husband. She has a fiance, and I have a child. Let me listen. Stop screaming that you have a husband, crap, because you have half of a husband. You have a toxic husband that don't give a fuck about you. Okay, Kenya? So who cares? I would rather have a boyfriend, fiance, or whatever that's doting over me, that loves me, that respects me, over this man that you got. So save it. Like it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like, for some reason, I think that, I could be wrong, but I think that Kenya is jealous of Tanya. Like, because why do you give her this weird energy? What have she done to you? What has she done to you? People be not liking people, for no reason. That's coming from something in you that you don't like about her, because it's insecurities in you. Those insecurities, I don't know what it is. Maybe her man treat her good. Maybe you don't like the fact of how successful she is. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you don't like the fact that a lot of people just genuinely like Tanya. I don't know what it is, but it's annoying to see on TV when you have not seen anything that she has done that warrants the behavior that you're giving her. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so everybody moves in and they start playing baby shower games. So one was they had to, drink orange juice out of a baby bottle. And Cynthia was like, I know you guys good at sucking. I'm like, okay now, sucky. So let me stop. Anyway, so all the girls was participating in it. And don't let nice Tanya, fool you. That's why she got that man, and she keeping him. Cause guess the fuck what? She was doing some gyrating and she was sucking on the bottle. I'm like, damn, Tanya. Shit, that's not your man right there, Tanya. You know it's just a bottle, right? You know it's just a bottle. But Shamia, I think Shamia actually won, but I think Shamia did poke a hole in it. Because you see how she was biting all hard on it when it, in the beginning when it was prior to them starting it. So I'm like, I think she bit a hole and that's how she won. Because Tanya really should have probably have won. I thought Portia got off to a good start. I thought she was going to win, but she fell flat. She ain't did shit. Her bottle was half full. So now, the event is clearing out and they girls tried to get Tanya and Kenya to sit so they can hash out the things that they have out. That they need to work through. Because Tanya is still pissed off that Kenya called her a cunt. And Kenya is being a cunt. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they're talking and they flash back to the half-ass apology that Kenya attempted to give her, which was bullshit. You see what I'm saying? And Tanya's seeing right through it. So Kenya wants Paul to come to the event, and Tanya was like, he don't know if he really want to be around that kind of energy in that space after they tried to throw his name in the mud. So she said that she gives him the right to choose how he want to choose when it comes to this matter. So Tanya said, you tried to throw his name through the mud. This is what she said in her confessional. But now you need his good name to represent you guys in a charity event with your new husband in Atlanta that he doesn't even live, which is true. Now you want his connections. Now you want a positive black brother to speak on your behalf when you just try to tear him down with your goddamn cookies. Can you? The nerve of you. And then you was trying to downplay how Tanya felt, because you gonna say, oh, Tanya said she never been called that, that name before. So Kenya going to say to her, oh, you haven't ever been called out her name? She was like, well, not that name. Listen, that's not something that people walk around calling people every day, Kenya. And I'm sorry, if that's how you used to, everybody don't go for that kind of shit. You can't do that to everybody. You just can't. So, kudos to Tanya, to sticking, to her guns when it comes to this. And you listen, let her know, listen, I could be cordial. I could put things aside. I could do things in the spirit of charity, but I still ain't fucking with you. And my man ain't got to fuck with you. And I ain't pressuring my man to fuck with you. That's what Nene and these Kenya in this episode, Nene want to sit up there and talk about how she texts Kenya in the spirit of Nipsey passing and Kim Porter, and how can Kenya be such a bitch to not respond to that? Because it's fucking fake, Nene. And you're not going to use the death of these people to try to push your agenda when it comes to these people, to Kenya in the situation. No. Because some people could see through that bullshit too. Okay? No. Y'all gonna have to stop it with this bullshit. Y'all do a lot of stuff and then y'all think people supposed to forgive and forget. Everybody ain't forgiving to forget. You know what I mean? Come on. I'm over them. I'm over them. So now we got Kenya. She in the car. It shows that she's involved a lot behind the scenes of Mark charity event. She's making the decisions on the menu. She's talking to the caterer. She's at the meetings with Mark, finding out the guest list, how many people that they can invite. She's shaking and moving when it comes to this event. She, what I'm saying? To me, it's like her event. His name just stamped on it. You understand what I'm saying? She's the one with the connections in Atlanta. She's the one with the pool. Mark is not established in Atlanta. So everything is happening. She's pretty much spearheading everything. But we will see if he gives her credit for all the hard work that she has put into this. You understand what I'm saying? So anyway, now we see Candy. She's there going over her lines because last episode she had a conversation with her husband and she was telling him that she was up for a role, but she didn't want to say what it was because a lot of times, she get a momentum when it comes to these roles, and then something happened, and then she has to explain, or she got to feel some type of way, so she want to hold this to herself until she knows she got it, which I think is a good thing, because sometimes we get excited about certain opportunities, and we speak too soon before it comes to fruition, and that's not always a good thing. I know I have a big habit of doing things like that, and one thing I have learned: everybody that's called themselves your friend is not always going to be happy for you. Some people pray that you won't succeed, so sometimes you got to keep your stuff to yourself until it's already a done deal. You know what I'm saying? So she was talking to her friend about the situation and be like, because her friend was like, you pick a fine time to want to start a new career, with everything that you have going on. She was like, I know. She said, but Ty is, supportive of the whole situation, because they did a flashback when he was like, sometimes you got to strike when the iron is hot. If this, if these, opportunities are coming your way at this time, you gotta jump on it. And he's absolutely right. I mean, we all know that Candy is a go-getter. She's a hard worker. She motivates me. I'm like, damn, where do you have the same 24 hours in your day that I have in mine? Because you get shit done. She need to start touring, like how Oprah's going around doing these tours. Candy need to start touring. Candy, if you're listening to me, which I know you're not, but you really need to start taking that shit on the road. Yeah, you really do. Anyway, I just think everything will work out when it comes to Candy, but with this Kenya situation, we shall see. Okay, now we have Kenya and Cynthia. They're having a heart-to-heart about their men. So it flashback, when Cynthia was talking to Mike about, going to counseling and, working through a lot of the things that they had, the issues that they have, because they have some issues too, which every couple, every relationship, it's going to be drama. You bring in two people with two different personalities together. People that act like they don't ever go through shit with their mate, that's bullshit. Okay? So anyway, they're talking, and Cynthia was telling her, certain things that were going on for us, that, when she don't know how to talk to him because she don't know what his triggers are, and then when it's a communication problem. So Kenya was saying that it seemed like their situation is mirroring her and Mark's relationship. And I'm sorry, Mike might got his shit with him, because he ain't perfect. We all know that. But I don't think he is bad as Mark. Mark has been, you know what? I got to think back of the past seasons. I might have to get back with you guys on this, because I'm wondering if Mark has literally been the worst husband on this show. But I gotta do my research on it, because it was a lot of, we had some toxic men on here. So I'm gonna hold off on that. But I'm gonna say it next episode, because if he's not the worst, he's definitely top three toxic motherfuckers on this show. I'm sorry. So anyway, they were having like the heart-to-heart, conversation, because Cynthia was saying how Mike is a good man. So Kenya was saying, well, do a good man cheat? Because if you cheat, you a lie. And she tried to say, I'm not talking about you and you and Mike. I'm just saying in general. No, you was talking about her and Mike too. But I kind of got the impression that Mark is cheating on Kenya, and Kenya know, because she said they're not like how they used to be. She said in the total of 3 years that they've been together, he only apologized to her once. One time. She was like, every woman get this intuition about their man when they start acting different, they start moving different, they start wearing different cologne, they start doing different shit, okay? And when they start moving different, treating you different, doing different shit, 9 times out of 10, where it's either he just completely over you and he totally detached from the situation, or it's some heifer snooping around that he got his eyes set on, okay? It's either one or two things. So I kind of think he might be dipping out from what I'm hearing from her. So she said she want to work it out with Mark. She was like, she wants to be loved. She wants a healthy relationship. She was like, but he has to want it too. You know what I mean? Because Cynthia was asking, "Are you all right? Are you okay with how things are going on now?" And she's not. You know what I mean? And Kenya, I think it may take her a minute because, as we all know, she has filed for separation or divorce or whatever like that. I think it may be hard for her to sever ties with Mark, but I think she will find the strength to actually follow through on what she needs to do. Because I don't care how much you love a person, ain't nobody gonna keep putting up with nobody nonsense. I know I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I might try once, twice, or whatever like that, but I'm not gonna allow nobody to keep making me sad, keep making me feel less than. I'm just not doing it. I don't have the energy for this shit. You know what I mean? And like I said, to me, Kenya takes a lot of her shit out on the girls and it's misdirected energy. And Cynthia did speak on that. So, we shall see. We shall see. Okay, and moving on from them, now we have Nene. She's in there with Greg, but she quickly dismissed him out the room because she's on the phone with Wendy motherfucking Williams, okay? Y'all say what y'all want to say about Wendy Williams, but I like her. She's a hot-ass mess, but I do like her. Anyway, so they were talking about everything that's going on with her and the girls in the group. So she was telling her how to, about the problems that she's having with Kenya. So Wendy did say that she likes Kenya, and Nene was like, well, that's fine. She was like, I'm trying to, be cordial with her. So basically what Wendy was telling her was, just let her hang herself. And that was some good advice, because sometimes we see the foul shit in people, and we try to let other people show other people what we see, and so that the person can get exposed. And sometimes that kind of backfire on you, because people look at you in a different light, and you just really trying to get them to see what you already see. Sometimes it's just best to fall back and let people see for themselves. Because guess what? A motherfucker that's moving wrong always going to be found out. It might take longer for another person to figure it out than you, but they always going to be figured out. You understand what I'm saying? So that's just how that is. So Wendy was telling her true facts. So they were on the phone. Wendy saying like a hot goddamn topics all the time. I would be real skeptical talking to Wendy in my personal life, because everything is a hot topic for her. Everything. So she was trying to, Nene was telling her how Portia and Dennis were, trying to rebuild things. So she was like, oh, is that some tea? Because I guess it hadn't been out when they were filming that they back together. So she was like, no, we ain't on hot topics. I'm like, no. Then she said that Wendy said that she heard on the blogs that Candy and Todd was fighting. So Nene shut that down, was like, no, they in a good space. They just waiting on the birth of their daughter, which they are, okay? Wendy, fall back with that one. Stop trying to create mess where it isn't. But if you on the blogs and that's what they saying, then that's what they were saying. But that shit was false. Anyway, they were joking around. So Wendy was telling her, just, go there and enjoy the girls and, get them to your best side, which is your wide hips and your ass. Some shit Wendy said. I was cracking up. But she had to be a little shady because she said something about Nene face, new face, and Nene was like, "Girl, you wish ain't nothing on my face new. That nose is new, Nene. That fucking nose is new. Stop it. Don't play with me, Nene. Don't play." So now we have Kenya and Mark and the baby Brooklyn. They're in the house. She's showing him the things that she picked out for him, because apparently he designated her as his stylist. She say the day before, and he said 3 days ago. But either way, it's 3 days to me. It's too short. You know what I mean? Like, give somebody heads up if you want them to, be involved in, how you present yourself at this particular event. And then what have you done? You want her to dress you for the event.
she's helped organize the event. What the hell is you doing? Like, come on, Mark. Like, that's too much. And she said that in her confessional, Mark like his woman, to, be hands-on and do a lot for him. No, he wasn't a fucking doorman. He wasn't a maid. I mean, I don't mind helping him, guiding him, and things like that, but don't put that pressure on me like I gotta do shit. Like, what the hell is you doing? You the one throwing this damn event. You better damn near be doing something. I'm not doing every goddamn thing when it comes to this. Shit, Kenya better than me because I would have told him to kiss my goddamn ass. So she's showing him the options that she, picked out. She was like, there wasn't that many choices anyway. So it was like a beige color suit, 2 different ties. He said one of them was busy. I actually liked the suit. She said she thought it was retro. The tie. I actually thought that it was cute. So he was complaining about that. So she then showed him her dress. So he was like, oh, you wearing that? And she was like, yes. He was like, oh, that's real shiny. She was like, she said, well, we have to compliment each other. You see how, my dress matches your outfit. He was like, oh, we have to match each other. And she was like, yeah, we're a couple. Like, he looking at her like, oh, I didn't know we was a couple. That's the way he was looking at her. Like, I wonder, do Mark look back at these shows? Because I doubt if he even watch it and be like, I'm really an asshole. Or do he not see anything wrong with his behavior? Because even though I don't feel sorry for Kenya because, you do fucked up shit all the time. You used to talk about Phaedra and her husband. You went in on these girls and they men. So now it's kind of ironic that you picked this kind of husband for yourself. But it's hard to watch how he treat her on his show. It's really hard to watch. So if it comes off like that on camera, can you guys imagine how he comes off, when their cameras aren't rolling? Like, oh my goodness, he probably give her the business. Anyway, so she was like, well, she has to get ready. And he was like, oh, you getting ready before me? She was like, well, yeah, I have to do a lot of things, hair, makeup, and things like that. He was like, oh, okay, boss lady. So it's if he was like offended that she didn't have to run that past him. Who the fuck is you? And what's wrong with her getting ready before you? Like, oh my goodness, I was over Mark at that particular point. He's a handsome man, but he's showing his ugly, and to me, his ugly is peeking through too much where you can't even see the attractiveness that he once had. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so they're at the event, before I even get to that, she was asking him that he reach out to Cynthia's fiance Mike, and he was like, well, no, I didn't reach out to him. He was like, he already knows what's going on. He was like, that would be like me bugging him, and I'm not trying to bug him. He was like, we want to meet at 5, do the run through, everything is fine. He was like, it becomes annoying at that particular point. No, you're doing an event. You can reach out to just make sure y'all all on the same one accord. That's all she was saying. Ain't nobody saying that you got to hammer the details into his brain when you call him. Just call, say, hey, the event is today. I just want to make sure, we still on board. That's it. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. Like, come on, Mark. You a piece of fucking work. Anyway, so now they're at the event. Everyone is there. First you have Cynthia, of course, Mike. Everybody start coming in. Eva, her husband, the whole crew. Marlo ended up coming in a little later, and she got pissed off because Kenya showed her seat, but where she pointed, it was all the way in the back, and it wasn't amongst the other girls. Now, they had already talked about the seating chart where Mark was saying that he has to put some of the other people that paid for tickets at the same table as some of the, her friends or whatever, because they didn't pay for a ticket. I guess just their name alone may have brought people, to the event. So, he went off of that. But he had already explained that to her, and she didn't want no drama, behind like the seating arrangements. But it was a little drama because Marlo was pissed the fuck off. She was pissed off that initially Kenya told her to go to the back, and it was no one that she knew. She was ready to walk out, and the girls following behind her, and they kind of told her to come back, and that it was a seat closer to them. So she came back to where they were, but she did have a conversation with Mark, because when he thanked her for coming and thanked her for bringing her two nephews and things like that. So she was like, I'm not trying to be petty. I don't want the drama. He was like, because I don't like the drama. She was like, I know. She was like, but was there a seat for me where the other? He was like, yeah, we had one where Nene and Greg was. So she was like, oh. But Kenya getting mad because Marlo walked out, and she going around to the different girls saying how, that wasn't cool, how Marlo needs to be grateful that she was there and had an invite. She was like, those seats were going for $250. She's $750 because she brought not just herself, she brought her two nephews. So that's $750. She was like, listen. If you should not be, even though it was a charity event, I'm pretty sure Marlo probably donated some money, even though she might hasn't paid for her seat. I'm pretty sure she made a donation. They just may not have said that on camera. I don't think that she would go and not make a donation. And in the spirit of her raising two young black boys, you was out of line. You were out of line. That was an event that those boys should have been there. They should have been there witnessing great men of color sharing their stories and realizing that it's not where you at now, it's where what you do to get to the other side. You know what I'm saying? So Kenya, you was wrong for that shit. And Candy laughing and all, but Candy should have checked your fucking ass because you was the fuck wrong. And Cynthia and them wasn't feeling that shit either. They wasn't. You know what I mean? Come on. That wasn't cool. That's why your husband do the shit that he do to you. So Nene and Greg, they end up showing their face. Nene said that she had left in the middle of a meeting. She was like, now, normally, the old Nene would have said, fuck it. She said, but she got dressed in the car. I think she said, she was like, or in the closet, whatever the hell she said she got dressed there. And she made it. And they did. Greg ended up speaking. I love Eva's husband's speech when he talked about being abandoned as a newborn, how it was one social worker who basically saved his, changed the trajectory of his life, because she drove him from wherever he was to another state and placed him with the people who adopted him, the Sterlings. And I was like, it was just like a touching, story. And so Eva was saying how, she knows her husband is great, but it's good to let the girl see the side of him that she fell in love with. And I'm not gonna lie, like he speak very eloquently, passionately, and I really was gravitating to his story. Then you have, Cynthia husband. He's emceeing the event. And he said, even though this is about the men, we're going to give credit to the women. And that's when Cynthia was saying, Mike is her fiance is a good man, whatever like that. And that's something that Mark, because he spoke as well, but that's something that Mark should have done, was give his wife credit for the, things that she was doing, and he did not do that. And Kenya was pissed off that she was like, she wasn't feeling that shit. She was pissed the hell off, and rightfully so, because I felt for her. Like, come on, she in those moments, she couldn't hide how he hurt her. And I'm glad that she's talking, because normally she tried to mask her pain when she in those confessionals and stuff like that. But she was speaking, honestly, she let her hurt show this episode, and I can respect that. Respect that. You know what I mean? Let that shit show. Fuck them. It's gonna hurt. We all human. Somebody treating you like that's gonna hurt. But it's how you bounce back from the hurt. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see how that goes on with her. further with them. Then what else did we have on here? I don't know if it was nothing else in this scene that I really wanted to talk about. You know what? I did have a couple more things that I wanted to touch on with this scene. I didn't like how Kenya was coming at Tanya too. She said that, first of all, Tanya's name, they didn't even see Tanya's name on a list. Then she didn't even have a proper seat for Tanya. It was like somewhere out the way. Once Tanya was sitting in Shamia's seat, she came over there and was like, oh, Shamia, we already filled those seats for Shamia. She said that prior to even knowing, because then she went over to to her husband and asked, and that's when he said, yeah, another couple was going to take those seats. But she hadn't known that at that time. You understand what I'm saying? So she was on some messy shit with Tanya. I don't know what her, like I said earlier in this video, I don't know what her thing is with Tanya, but that shit not cool. You fucked around with two people's seats in this daggone show, and there was two people that in this episode, and these two people that you didn't really deal with. If you didn't really deal with them, you shouldn't have invited them. Point blank, period. But the only reason why that you did invite them is because Mark pulled rank on your ass, and you need to deal with your husband and not take that shit out on these women. That shit grinds my damn gears. Then Mark, when they first even entered the daggone building, Mark was yapping at her because I think it was the security or a friend said that he was out there, for a long period of time without being directed inside. So he got on Kenya about that, and Kenya was like, that's the first thing he said to me. He's saying stuff about everything else, but he never even said that I look pretty, because he don't give a fuck that you look pretty, Kenya. He don't care. He ain't worrying about your ass, okay? Listen, I don't even know if he into women, to be quite honest, because I don't know what the hell he into. I can't even say. So the girls, a lot of people was getting rubbed the wrong way with Kenya, and rightfully so. So the event is going off on, out of Hitch. They had like a performer. He did like an acapella. I think it was Amazing Grace, I think it was, he sung. And he did a good job with that. They say that Candy and Ty, they donated $5,000. So did Portia and Dennis. Damn, them hot dogs must be doing good shit. I wish I had known that that's a lucrative business like that shit. I would be getting into the damn hot dog business. Anyway, Mark was talking to, I guess it was like a reporter there or somebody that was covering the event. And she was asking him about, because they was teasing that he was saying that he didn't like to be married. He didn't like to be married, but that's not what he said. He didn't like the fact that he was on the show. That's what he was talking about. So they brought that out because everybody was like, did he really say that? Last week, everybody was speculating that's what he said. That's not what he was saying. Then he was pissed off for some reason at the cameras. He was saying they were being intrusive. He was like, y'all got a couple more minutes to film, and after that, it's over. And one of the guys was saying, oh, we'll try. He said, no, it's not trying. I'm telling you. And if I go down there, it's going to be a problem. I'm like, oh, shit. Mark went in. He was really showing his ass. I don't know what triggered it, because from what we were seeing, it didn't look bad, but something triggered him. I don't know if it was too much of the cattiness. I don't know if they already had an agreement that they would film for a certain amount of time, because he said he didn't want the whole event filmed. So he probably already said that to the people, and they would keep filming, trying to, get as much footage as they can. He shut that shit down, okay? So they let us know that after this event is when the news broke that Kenya filed for divorce from Mark. So I guess she had it. She probably went home, had a goddamn breakdown, and reflected on the events and then things that she said. Because when she was talking to Cynthia, she was like, it's so many things that you don't know. If you knew, you probably have a heart attack. So it's some shit that Mark probably did, and she stuck with it, and she probably couldn't do it no more. You know what I'm saying? And this one thing I'm telling you, it's one thing somebody doing some shit to you and it's just you and them. But when other motherfuckers see it seem like that shit hit different. I'm telling you, it seemed like that hit different. And that's probably exactly what happened. He wasn't around your friends, so you was able to hide a lot of the shit that he was doing. Once they started seeing it and you start having to come to grips with your reality and you couldn't hide from it no more, you ain't like what the hell you was seeing. But guess what? I don't care if it take you 1 day, 2 days, a year, 3 years, 4 years. As long as you wake up and you say enough is enough, that's all. Because, it takes some of us longer than others to get out of certain situations. I'm just glad that you're out of it because he's a horrible man. But you's a horrible lady too because you still treat those women horrible, okay? So I hope you deal with whatever you got inside yourself and be a better friend. I really do. So that's all I have for this episode. If you guys like the content, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to holler at your girl.